In this video, I'll show you how to create sections for your journal, which divide your issue table of contents up into different groups. In this example from Post-Colonial Text, you can see that they've divided things up into articles, book reviews, and poetry and fiction. If an individual issue has no articles for that section, OJS is smart enough to hide it. So let's get started. First we'll go to the user home link. Once again, select our role as Journal Manager, and from the management pages select Journal Sections. By default, OJS creates one section for you called Articles. Let's use the edit link to take a closer look at that one. On the editing screen, we can see it consists of a section title, which we can easily rename here. An abbreviation is also required, and we can make a quick change to that as well by simply typing in a new character. In the text box below, we could start to type in some text that would appear on the journal's About page. Next, we could select a specific review form for this section. You'll learn more about review forms in another video, but it's good to know that each section can have a customized review form that would ask questions specific to this section. Next, you'll see some checkboxes that will allow you to customize the section. For example, as an editorial section might not be peer-reviewed and it might not require abstracts, so you could check those off. For indexing purposes, you can identify what kinds of items might appear in this section. Using this checkbox, you can limit submissions to only editors or section editors, blocking authors from logging into OJS and making submissions to this section. Again, editorials might be a good example. From here you could add an abstract word limit, and it could vary from section to section. So the book reviews might have a shorter abstract than a full research article. For this section, let's raise it up to 2000. This next section controls how the sections will appear on the issue table of contents, allowing you to omit the title or the author names from the table of contents. And if we scroll down to the bottom of the page, we'll see a list of available section editors, and we can use the add link to make them responsible for this section. Now, when an author makes a submission to this section editor will automatically receive an email notification. And OJS will also allow you to determine whether this section editor will be responsible for the reviewing portion, the editing portion, or both. And when you've made your and an abbreviation, something short, and below that you can enter a section policy, which will be displayed on the journal's About page and help to guide the authors into making sure they select the most appropriate section for their submission. We'll skip over the review forms because we haven't made any yet, but let's check. We'll call this one Editorials, and we'll use this to block authors who aren't editors or section editors from making submissions to this section. Let's just add a 0 here, as this will allow the editors an unlimited number of words. Let's check some of these off too for this section, as titles and author names aren't really necessary for editorials in our journal. And I won't be selecting any section editors for this one because it is an editorial section and it won't be going through the standard peer review process. Which means that we're almost done. All we need to do now is hit the save button to keep our changes. And that's it.